I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just just where I'm supposed to be. Yes, you're in the right place at the right time. You are just where you're supposed to be. You're in the right place at the right time. We are just where we're supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. Yeah, I am just where I'm supposed to be. You can join me. I'm in the right place at the right time. Are you happy to be here? I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Yes, we're in the right place at the right time. We are just where we're supposed to be. We're in the right place at the right time. We are just where we're supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Well, good morning, Unity Palo Alto. Welcome. Happy New Year again. What a joy it is to be here with you today. My name is Reverend John Riley. I have the joy of serving as your senior minister. Thank you all for being with us this morning. And for those of you who are watching online or during the week, thank you for being with us. We are blessed by your presence. If you are new to Unity, what we want you to know is that Unity is a global spiritual community welcoming people from all walks of life. People looking for a deeper experience and expression of spirit, a greater sense of health, wholeness, and abundance. People are looking to transform their lives or to just do life better. We teach positive, practical spiritual principles that you can apply in your life every day to help you live a more joyful and abundant life. We're so blessed this morning to have with us Rusty Gaylor on the platform with me today. Deborah Winters is our soloist. Russell Norman is on piano. And Ron E. Beck on drums.
Honey! Yeah,
And so we'll begin our service with our opening song. I'll invite you all to stand as Deborah leads us in song.
I start my day with love, I start my day with joy, and I start my day with peace. And we've got a break in the rain, so we all got here safe and sound. Isn't that wonderful? So it is a good day. Start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Sing it with a smile. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, everything I sweet release peace, of peace. Woo. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Let's go back to love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Here we go. Love, love, love. Yeah, I can hear you. Let's do it. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Woo! The sun is shining. Woo! Okay, you know today is White Stone. So the next song, listen, listen, listen. You gotta listen, right? Oh boy. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you.
Thank you, Deborah. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rusty Gaylord. I'm happy to welcome you here to the Unity Palo Alto Sunday service. For those of you in person, for those of you online, and for those of you who are joining us later in the week, you are all welcome here. Unity is part of a worldwide movement of prayer, publishing, and education. As John said, teaching positive, practical, spiritual principles to live a more joyful and abundant life. And as I always like to say, who doesn't want that? We have 5 core principles that guide us in this spiritual journey. The first principle is God is, that there is one power and one presence active in the universe. That is God, the good, omnipotent. The second principle is I am, which means that God is the substance and intelligence innate in every being and in every creature and all over in the universe, and that means each one of you. The third principle is the law of mind action, which is thoughts in mind produce after their kind. We have the ability to affect our world through our thinking. One of the ways we do that is with our fourth principle, which is the practice of prayer and meditation, because it is through prayer and meditation that we become more connected to the power of God that is inside of each one of us. And our fifth principle is the practical application, because it is through the practical use of these tools and principles that we become more and more connected and we live more and more in unity with that one power and one presence inside each one of us as our divine essence. It is these 5 principles, when we practice them on a regular basis, that enable us to live our vision statement, which is on the screen behind me, and I invite you all to say it with me together. Centered in God, we co-create a world that works for all. And so it is. And now our call to worship song.
You will do amazing things. Yes, amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things.
And now a reading from the Daily Word. Today's daily word is freedom. I will read the affirmation and then invite you to say it with me. The divine presence within guides me to freedom. Together, the divine presence within guides me to freedom. At times, I may feel hemmed in by circumstances, limited by lack of opportunity, or faced with an unwelcome situation and no good choice. When that happens, I may feel anything but free. Rather than despair, I find my freedom in God and limitless expression of my divinity. Shifting my perspective from the limits of the world to the expanse and perfection of spirit, peace fills me. I relax and remember that no earthly trouble is greater or more enduring than God. I claim the power of God and feel His strength beyond mere human strength, as moment by moment I release limiting beliefs and reclaim the power I had given to my problems. Spirit lives in me and as me. This truth is my freedom. The Bible reading is from 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 17. Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom.
If you had one song left inside your soul, what would you sing tonight? If you had one chance left before we're old, the last song of your life, what is it you wait for? Tell me who you are, not what you've rehearsed, all the other parts. It is of no interest to me at all what you have or who you know. Can you tell me just where you have been and what you've learned from it all? Tell me what you dance for, how you've been a fool. I don't want the headlines, I just want the truth. It would be so good to know your heart again. It's been a long time, oh my friend. If this is the last song of your life, then I'm inviting you to get it right. When you're authentic, you're incredible. I like the view within your eyes. There is nothing else that opens me and dives into my heart. I just wanna lie underneath the sky while I hear the whispers of your melody. It would be so good to know your heart again. Oh, it's been a long time, oh my friend. And if this is the last song of your life, then I'm inviting you to get it right.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Russell. Thank you, Ronnie. Good morning. What a joyful experience, this sun in the middle of the storm. So grateful for the sun and grateful for all of your presence here today. Today is our White Stone ceremony, and the theme for the day is Free to Be Me. Free to be you. It's an opportunity for us to live into that authentic self that we know is there, but we don't always live with. I'm going to check for a Wi-Fi controller this week. So last week we had our Burning Bowl service. How many were here for our Burning Bowl service? Wasn't that fantastic? Did you enjoy that? Did you feel a little release in that? The Burning Bowl service is an opportunity for us to let go of that which did not serve us in the previous year, to let go and release everything that we've been holding on to. And the focus for us this last week was really letting go of the old consciousness of attachment. Letting go of that old consciousness of attachment. Attachment to being right, attachment to the old issues from the past, attached to the way of it, how it was in the past. Releasing our attachment to fixing other people. So as we release that attachment consciousness, that old way of being, we make room in ourselves for something new. We make room in ourselves for a consciousness of being. A consciousness of being. You see, our old consciousness, the old consciousness of our society, what we've been living through is a consciousness of attachment. Attaching to things out there, attaching to, our toys or our favorite team winning, or, our... I'm speaking for myself here. Of course, that's none of you. Yeah. Go ahead, go Niners, you can say it. Last time they made it to the Super Bowl, I did the metaphysics of football, and I did the offense, and maybe if they make it again this year, I'll do the defense. I don't know. I'm not promising anything. But so we're letting go of those attachments that we have, not because the stuff is bad, but just because we're putting all of our energy into it so that we can create a new sense within us, a sense of being. And that's really what the White Stone service is all about. In his letter to the Romans, the Apostle Paul said, "Do not be fashioned according to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, and ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God." This is all about changing consciousness. I think that's one of the most profound statements that we have in the Bible that I've found that really tells us that it's all about consciousness. We can be in the world and have all of these wonderful things and be a part of that, but that doesn't have to define who we are. And so often we are defining ourselves by those attachments, by what other people think of us, by the things that we do, right? The jobs that we have, the things that we don't do, rather than just the essence of who you are, that beingness. And so today is an opportunity to listen to your heart, to listen to that song within you, that singing, that's here to express all of the good that you have to uniquely express in the world. Your unity is about transforming your life so that you can live more joyfully, live more effectively, be more peaceful, have a more joyful, abundant life. And so that you can be inspired to do good things in the world. That's really what we're about. And so as we go through this idea of transforming our consciousness, we realize that though we live in the world and we're a part of it, right, it's not the whole of who we are, that there's something greater within you, just bursting to get out, that's excited to get out, that wants to sing, that wants to be, that joyful you, that what I like to call your authentic you. We have terms like your Christ consciousness, and that Christ consciousness is in every person in the world. And Jesus was a great example of demonstrating that awareness. You may call it that spark of divinity that's within you. You may call it your higher self. I like to call it my authentic self because that's really the truth of who I am. The truth of who I am, not the personas, right? We all put on personas. We put on our Sunday personas with our coats and our ties. I forgot my tie. We put on our work personas. We put on our neighbor personas, and if you watch kids, at school, they put on all kinds of personas depending on who they're around, and different aspects of them come out. And sometimes those personas are there because we're afraid to be who we truly are. We're afraid to be open and free, to allow that divine essence, that light, to shine and to be a part of you. So today is really about connecting with what is waiting to emerge within you. The consciousness that's waiting to be birthed, that's waiting to come forth, that will give you just a greater understanding and expression of that authentic self. Right? I don't want to talk about it in terms of perfection or imperfection, because it's all a scale, and it's all it goes from one to another, and we slip back and forth, back into our old consciousness of attachment, until we recognize and remember, oh, I can let go of that fear. I can let go of that concern. I can let go of that story that's creating, my suffering. And I can just step into beingness. Step into those aspects of my being that are here to be expressed. Maybe it's the aspect of faith, the power of faith within you, the power within you to shape substance, to create your experience in the world. Maybe it's the power of love, the energy of the harmonizing energy that flows throughout the universe, that agape love, that divine love. Maybe it's strength or wisdom or zeal or whatever term that's bubbling up within you. What aspect of you is waiting to be born? Eric Butterworth, a Unity minister and author, once wrote, "We are human in expression, but divine in creation, and limitless in potential." So notice how he doesn't say, forget about the humanness or forget about the ego. He just says we are human in expression. And we are divine as our authentic self. And our potential to express that is infinite. And how we bring that out into the world. He goes on to say, dare to conceive of greater things for yourself. Dare to see yourself as strong, confident, successful, and poised, and possessed of the patience and the stability to keep moving in the direction of your dreams. Dare to be that. Anybody want to dare to be that? That sounds pretty good. That's who we are. Just dare to step into that essence of you and allow it to be. And, every day we will go through the process of releasing our attachments, releasing our old stories, releasing our old consciousness. Every day we will go through that because they are, habitual within us. There are patterns within us, sometimes unconscious. And so every day we will find ourselves, oh, there I am again. I can release it and mentally go through that burning bowl service again. And then I like to, or you can physically do it, I like to use my shredder. Anybody like that? Anytime I do a worksheet, anytime I do anything, write down my issues or whatever in the morning when I'm journaling, it's like, yep, I don't want that anymore. I'm going to shred that. That's my burning bowl exercise. So every day we're going to have the opportunity to remember that, yes, we are human in expression, but we are divine, and our potential is limitless. Your potential is limitless. Your potential to express that divine aspect of you. And everyone will express it a little differently because we're all an individual expression of the allness of life. And that's the beauty of it. Oh my gosh, can you imagine what it'd be like if everyone was John Riley? I don't think I could take it. I argue with myself enough. Then I'd have to actually argue with myself out there. We're all this beautiful expression, authentic. So it's an opportunity for us to allow that aspect to emerge in a greater expression, to do greater work in the world, to be a greater presence for peace, a greater expression of love, a greater empowerment of faith. The White Stone ceremony is one that we've done for many, many years, well before I've been here. And it comes from, it is drawn out of a verse from Revelation chapter 2, verse 17. He who has an ear to hear, He who has an ear, let him hear what Spirit says to the churches. To him who overcomes, to him I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give him a white stone. And a new name will be written on the stone, which no one knows but he who receives it. So let's just take a look at that for a moment. Literally, this story goes back to when, back in those days when people were released from prison, and the person who wrote this was in prison. When they release them from prison, they give them a white stone to signify that they are now free. So that's where the idea came from. But of course, in Unity, we look at the Bible as metaphysical, as a metaphysical interpretation. That is a spiritual interpretation, a way to look at ourselves in consciousness. And so it begins with he who has an ear to hear. Those of us who have an ear to hear, let them hear. Because Spirit is always there. That divine intelligence, that divine inspiration, that flowing energy, that energy and activity of Spirit is always there, but we don't always hear it because we're too, we're chattering in our ear. We've got that voice that just keeps running over and over again. But once you recognize that, it's like, okay, let me just calm that voice down so I can hear what Spirit says to the churches. Now, metaphysically, churches represents consciousness. That place within you that is sacred and holy. That aspect of you that is that center, that authentic, where that authentic self comes out. That's your part of consciousness. So when we become still, when we open our minds and to divine inspiration, to that idea, then we hear it. And it changes our consciousness. And it changes who we are fundamentally. Now, if you're having, if there is some specific issues that you've been working on, how many of us have those issues that have been going on forever? And, they keep coming back, and I keep doing my spiritual work. I do another worksheet, and I shred it, and here I am again. It's just the practice of rewriting that pattern that's within us. It's the process of letting go and releasing the story. Now, if you have those kind of things, or if you're wondering how does this idea of who am my authentic self, how does that show up? I actually have a class coming up. It's called the art of quantum living, I think we're calling it now. And Rusty's going to tell you a little bit about that. But it's an opportunity to embrace those parts of us that we don't like so much, or embrace the shadow part of us that we're afraid of, or that's driving us, so that once we embrace it and bring it into the light, we can release it. And we can allow more of that magnificence to emerge from us. So today, as we go through this process, just think about that idea of what is bursting out of you, what wants to emerge. And you may not recognize it right away. It may come as a feeling, because sometimes we don't recognize, right, when evolution and transformation is happening, we can't always see it because we're in it. But later we get some clues about it. Later we start to hear things. We start to see things. We start to feel things. So if you don't get a word this week or today, just be open to the word that you're going to receive during the week. Now, as you came in, hopefully you received a white stone. And I'm going to ask someone, I think the white stones are in the back. Thank you, Karen. If you don't have a white stone, thank you, Christine. If you don't have a white stone, raise your hand. And Karen's going to go back and get them and bring them up so that you can have one. And we'll give them time. But I want to tell you a little bit about this white stone. This is a white stone from Israel. And this is one that I've had, I think, for a couple of years now. I can tell because it's pretty smooth. Has a blue tint to it because I put it in my pocket and I wear jeans most of the time, so it's starting to turn a little blue. This white stone is a symbol, just a representation of that which you want to bring into manifestation this year, that which you want to create, that authentic self that you want to bring forward this year. And what I do with it, now some people, what we'll do is we'll go through a meditation, and then when the word comes to you or the phrase, you can write it down on the word, so it'll remind you of it. And some people have a little altar or a place where they put it, where they see it, and it reminds them. For me, it's a touchstone. And like I said, I carry it in my pocket. And I carry it in my pocket because anytime I want to remind myself of who I've come here to be, I can just get in there and grab it. That's all it is. It's a touchstone for me to remember this is more of my authentic self. Now, the idea of authenticity, some of us, grew up in a situation where we couldn't be our authentic self. And that's where our personas came in, right? Or that's where those masks came on. We had to pretend to be something and someone different. And here in Unity, of course, we're welcoming and inclusive of all people. So however you want to express that authenticity, you're welcome here. And you're welcome to do it, however it comes forward. Another phrase that we like to use is wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Because we're all seeking to express more of that authentic divine self. We may have different paths. We may have different processes. But as long as we here, at least we're open to all of that authenticity with love and compassion. In a moment, we're going to go into a meditation where I'm going to invite you to just open up, to relax, to let the monkey mind relax, let the chatter calm. And sometimes, the thing about meditation is you can't try to relax. I'm going to relax, right? It just has to you just get to let it be. So if words come up, if sensations come up, if sounds or feelings come up, we just notice them. The most effective way to allow them to pass by and to return to that idea of silence is just noticing them without any attachment to them, without any blame or shame. Oh, I'm not a meditator. I can't do it. 5 minutes is enough. Just let it be. Just let it be until it's 6. That's the best way to get into it. And then give your brain something to do, like focus on your breath. Take mindful breaths, or give your brain something to do, like repeat an affirmation. I am at peace. I am still. I'm spiritually whole. I'm strong. And as your mind has that to do, that eventually fades too until you're in the stillness and you're just in the presence of Spirit. You're consciously aware of it. And then from there, we're open to receive. And so our intention going into the meditation is to listen for that word. And if you'd like to write it on your stone, I don't. But if you'd like to write it on your stone, write it on your stone. And at the end of the service, we'll have a poster board out on the welcome table with a bunch of colored pens. And if you'd like, we invite you to write your word, just your word, on the poster board in whatever color you like. So we can have a collection of this idea of the spiritual community and who we've come here to be. Are you in? All right, let's get into it then. Actually, let's move into Ethan. Let's move to our affirmation. Let's begin here. I am free to be the authentic me. Together, I am free to be the authentic me. That was really good. You saw the exclamation point. Let's do it again. Together, I am free to be the authentic me. And with that release, with that proclamation, with that affirmation, we take a moment to turn within. We breathe into this present moment. I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. As we move from the hustle and the bustle and the rain and the storms of our lives to this present moment where there is perfect peace, perfect harmony, an experience of joy and bliss. With each breath, we allow ourselves to relax. Whatever clutter or stress that we have in our mind, we allow those thoughts to just drift by like clouds in the sky. If we're sensing any stress or strain in our body or in our emotions, we simply breathe into it. I invite you to put your attention on your feet and feel the earth beneath you. Feel grounded, centered. And as you do, you become more relaxed. Breathing into this present moment, I affirm I am free to be the authentic me. I am free to be the authentic me. Allowing those personas, those masks to drop. We open our heart, feeling the energy and activity of divine love as the harmonizing energy flows through our being, mind, body, and soul. We open our mind to divine inspiration, knowing that infinite wisdom is available at any time. Open, flowing, being in spirit. We listen to our heart song in the stillness of the silence. With an open heart, with open ears, we listen for the still small voice within. What is mine to express this year? What attribute of my authentic self will I focus on? What will allow me to shine my light a little bit brighter, to express a little more love, to be the peaceful presence that the world is calling for? If a word has come to you or a phrase, I invite you to write it on the stone if you feel comfortable doing that. And if a word hasn't come yet, just be open and hold yourself in that state of openness and receptivity. Whatever is yours to express this year, bring it to mind and bring it to your heart. What will it look like? How will it show up with you in the rest of this day, in the rest of this week? How will you express that authenticity that is bursting, waiting to emerge? Perhaps we wait with jubilee and joy, just waiting to see how it shows up. Curious, grateful, grateful. As you hold your white stone and feel its presence, its weight, the dimensions, allow it to be the representation of that authentic self that's emerging in you now. As we hold in our heart that word, we surround it with gratitude. Grateful for the opportunity to discover something new about ourselves. Grateful for the opportunity to express a greater sense of joy, peace, love, harmony. And so we take this experience and that expression and we surround each other in this room. We send out that energy to one another. We take this energy and we surround our prayer chest, all of the prayers that have come in online or here in person. We surround each prayer with our love. And if there's somebody who you hold in prayer, I invite you to say their name out loud now or bring their name to mind. As we affirm, divine love is doing its perfect work here and now in every situation. We affirm that each person is discovering that magnificence, that spiritual magnificence that's waiting to be birthed. And we express this love to the entire planet, to all beings and all creation. We extend this love to all of our world, national, state, and local leaders, seeing them making wise and loving decisions for peace on earth, goodwill, equality for all people. And for this time together, for this great celebration, we give thanks by singing the Alleluia.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
And with a nice, deep, cleansing breath, let us return our attention to this time and this space. And just allow that white stone to be your guide today. Allow that expression of love to guide you. Unity Palo Alto is here to help you discover that spiritual magnificence and help you live more and transform your life so you can be inspired to do great things in the world. We are here thanks to your generosity. We are a self-sustaining spiritual community. And if you would like to support us in our journey, there are so many ways in which you can support our spiritual community by sharing of your time, your talent, your treasure. And if you'd like to give a donation here in the sanctuary, there's a silver box in the back that says Love Offering. You can place your donation in there. If you'd like to give a donation online, there's a little QR code there. But however you want to give, however you give to the world, give with love. For it's the manner that we give to the world that we receive from the world. And so with that love in our hearts, we move to our affirmation. The affirmation is on the screen, and I invite you to affirm it with me. Together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is.
I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. And if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, I hope you choose the one that means the most to you. And if one door opens to another door closed, I hope you keep on walking till you find the window. And if it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, yes, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Well, this is my wish. I hope you never look back and you never forget all the ones who love you in the place you left. I hope you always forgive and you never regret, and you help somebody every chance you get. Oh, you find God's grace in every mistake, and you always give more than you can take. But more than anything, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your worries stay small, your dreams stay big. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're going to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah. This is my wish. Yes, this is my wish. Oh, I want your worries to stay small and keep those dreams going.
Beautiful, thank you. Before we move on, let's just take a moment, if you would, just join me in placing your hand over your heart and soaking in and taking in all this wonderful energy, this connection, this love, the music, the message, all that we're sharing here today. And as you put your hand over your heart and you take that in, recognize that you're not just taking it in, you are sending it out as well. And it's a flow through you and as you, to all of those present here in this room together, to all of those watching with us online, whether it's today or later in the week. Feel that connection to everyone here that's part of this community and Unity Palo Alto and around the world. Thank you. If you want to continue that connection, there are many opportunities to do so here, and I want to share a few with you today. The first one that I want to announce is coming up in February, on February 11th. That's a Saturday. It starts at 6 p.m. This is a really cool opportunity. It's in recognition of Black History Month. There is going to be a presentation, a play right here in the sanctuary. Words That Made the Difference, Brown versus the Board of Education. It's based on actual history of what happened during that trial. And you are all invited. The tickets are actually free, and there's an opportunity for Q&A both with the person who wrote the play as well as the actors in the play. So all three, the play and the Q&A with the author and the actors, all available for free here, Unity Palo Alto, in the sanctuary, February 11th. So you're all invited to that. The second thing is something that John mentioned earlier, and I was kind of chuckling as he was talking about the shredder. It's like, how many pages have we all written and then shredded, right? It's like, I don't want to carry that around with me. In this class, the art of quantum living is about being able to practice those tools more fully, especially for those of us who sometimes forget them. We remember when we come here on Sunday, then we go back out into the world and we say, now what was it that we were talking about? Or we know it, but it's hard to practice it. Has anyone else ever experienced that besides me? A few hands. So this class is for you. It is on Thursdays. It's starting on Thursdays in the evening, and it's a hybrid class. So you can come in person. You can also join online. I've been in one of those hybrid classes as John has run, and it worked really well. So if you're skeptical about it, it does actually work. It's a great class, so you're invited to that. More information on the URL that's on the screen behind me. Third announcement is John referenced that we are a self-sustaining spiritual community, meaning everyone's financial contributions is what makes the difference. We're actually transitioning away from PayPal, which we've been using, to a new system, and so you can find it on the website. So whether you go to on your computer to the website or on your phone, there's a little button that's going to show up that says Give. You just click on that. You can make a one-time contribution. You can make a recurring contribution. Either of those is possible. It's very simple and easy to use. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them for you. So wanted to let you know about that too. You can find out more about all of these opportunities and many more on our website, unitypaloalto.org. And you can also check out social media because we're on all the socials. You can check us out there as well. So we'd love to connect with you there. Now, it is the second Sunday of the month. And as the second Sunday of the month, we celebrate and share our abundance with other organizations in the community. We have so much that we here in Unity Palo Alto, and we are pleased to share it with others. So this month, we are sharing our abundance with the YMCA Project Cornerstone, based in Santa Clara. And Ziam Newbert is here to share some words with us. You're here. Come on up.
I had something planned to say, and then I was just in awe, like being in the moment. I'm like, oh, it's my turn. Thank you so much for having me here today. I am truly honored to be here with you. On behalf of YMCA of Silicon Valley and Project Cornerstone, we're a small initiative of the Y. I want to express my deepest and sincere gratitude for your generous donation. We were just talking, Julie and I, and Natalie and her daughter, who last time I saw her was probably, I don't know, she's way taller than me now, 3 years ago, right? March 8th or something, we were supposed to be here, and then everything shut down, and who knew? We thought, oh, just a couple weeks, a month or so, right? 3 years later. So we've all been through so much in the last 3 years. But I've learned something. One of the positive things I've learned is the incredible resilience that my small team, we only have 7 people. We're within the bigger Y, but our small team, Project Cornerstone, what we call it the PC team, is 7, including myself. And the amazing level of resilience they've had in the last 3 years, how they show up is just incredible. But we all know, our team knows, that without supporters like you, we have incredible school partners, organizations, community partners such as yourself, who've just shown up for us in incredible ways, and we are so, so grateful. And because of you, I don't know how many have actually heard of Project Cornerstone before? Okay, and I know the Reverend said he used to be a reader volunteer in one of the schools in Palo Verde. So we have multiple programs all the way from Redwood City down to Gilroy, and that's just in what we call in-service area. We actually have something going on in Utah, in Northern California, in Lincoln, California, in Southern California. Somebody wanted to bring us out to Maui, and I volunteered to go out there and do the training, but that was right before COVID. We actually have something in a kind of a pilot going on in India as well. So we're expanding. But what we do, our mission is to create safe and caring environments where all kids will thrive. That's our main mission. So that kids will feel like they have a sense of belonging, that they're included, and that they are in a bullying-free environment, and whether that be school as well as home and neighborhoods. So we work with parents, we work with staff, principals and teachers, yard duty staff as well, bus drivers, everybody who has interactions with kids. We also work with parents, and we do parent trainings. So what the Reverend was referring to was we have an ABC program, which the Palo Alto community is very familiar with in the Palo Alto school districts. In the schools in the district, where volunteers come in and read a book a month, a book that we don't write the books, but we found these, they're just incredible award-winning books you can find on Amazon, famous authors many times, and we saw that there are skills and values and messages in these books that we should teach the kids so that they can help others as well as themselves be more empowered, engage with others, be caring, show kindness, and so forth. A whole bunch of developmental assets, which is a framework we use. So we have that. We have, during COVID, I can't believe that I'm saying this, because back then we were like, what's Zoom? Like, how do you even get on, right? We pivoted, and we, that year of distance learning, we turned out all of our lessons into pre-recorded videos so that we know that parents can't come into the school, the teachers are overwhelmed, so that at least they could just click on the link and still continue with the messages, a book a month. But we also really put a lot of energy, and finally is really robust now. We have a middle school program. So Natalie, I'm sorry you missed that, but now some of the schools, I think Green Middle School is using it. It's a middle school SEL, social emotional learning, where parents or other adults come in, because most middle schoolers don't want their parents coming into the classroom. They're not reading a book, but they're doing a lesson on friendship and stress management and things like that. And then we also pivoted and created a bunch of virtual parent workshops. And your message really stuck with me, because while we were trying to figure it out and pivot and survive and thrive, our message to ourselves was we have to be authentic, right? Like, we need to stick to what we're good at and not just reach out there just to do something just so we can be sustainable. So we created workshops on stress management for parents and how do parents help kids deal with stress. We created one on how to talk to your kids about race, racism, and equity, because of all the stuff that was happening at the time. So many things like that. On the other hand, we don't do things like suicide prevention, because that's not our niche, right? But I'm saying this to you because that's amazing, a lot of stuff that we've been able to do, and we could not have done this without people like you and organizations like yourself. So we are so, so happy and honored to be here. And it was because, I don't know if you know, I'm going to brag about her, but when I first met Julie and Natalie, it's because of the award, right, in the volunteer celebration that we heard. And Julie was already a volunteer at the time, had been for amazing, bless you, for a number of years. And then your older daughter is Victoria. Yes, yes. Yes, Natalie won the Trailblazer Award as a youth because she was doing something amazing and unique and new. So that's how we met them in person. Yeah. So I do believe things happen for a reason. And you know, ever since then, you know, Julie was still in touch with us and I don't know how it works, but nominating us for this. And we're very, very honored. Thank you so much.
So in addition to our financial contribution, we also like to offer a blessing to you and the organization, the entire YMCA Project Cornerstone community. The blessing is on the screen behind me. I invite you to hold your hands up together and bless them all together. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the light in you. And so it is.
Thank you so much. I will receive all of that. Out at the table where the stones are, I brought something small. I think it's magenta color. It says upstanders, and the up UP is capitalized on purpose. So we really tried to get communities and kids to stand up for other people, right? Especially those who cannot. So it's just a postcard. All it says is upstander, a noun. It tells you what it is. On the back, I invite you to take one and think of somebody in your life, past or present, who has been an upstander for you, whether when you were a child or, you know, maybe recently, right? And just write them a little note why they're your upstander. I think that would be a really nice gift to fill their bucket that you're thinking of them.
Beautiful, thank you. And with that, we are going to go on to our closing song for the day. I invite you to stand and sing with us.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment, live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And now our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Love and blessings, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and Happy New Year.
I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. My wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want, and to your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're going to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. This is my will.